Tour post. What? Oh, did we not start yet? Ooh. Ooh.
Oh,
Matt will count you in.
are we in? Are we starting?
Okay. Tour post. I don't have the stream pulled up. Hello and welcome everyone to our post-show talkback after tonight's performance of Dog Sees God by Burt V. Royal, presented by the amazing SUNY Oswego Theater. My name is James Huff, and I am a disembodied voice. But don't worry, everyone else has their cameras on. Me and my co-host Kuvar worked as one of the dramaturgs for this production. For those who don't know what that is, dramaturgs offer insight and research into the historical context behind the show. Tonight will be a short conversation to give insight into the world of the play. And if you have specific questions, add them to the chat and we will try to answer them for you. Joining me tonight are 3 student artists and 1 student director whose work you have enjoyed tonight. Can I ask you to introduce yourselves, please?
Hi, I'm Giovanni Ayala Martinez, and I am the director of Dog Sees God.
Hi, I'm Anastasia West. I play CB's sister in Dog Sees God.
Hi, I'm Evan Piccolo, and I play Matt in Dog Sees God.
Hi, I'm Jared Miller. I play Van in Dog Sees God.
All right. So to start us all off, Gio, as director, because I think this was a collaborative effort, but what really spoke to you to choose and pursue Dog Sees God as a work to be explored?
Well, I was a junior and I was sitting, we were, play submissions for the student show just ended. And I was like really bummed because I thought I had one more day. And I was like, I don't know what to do. So I went to Maya and we went to go see, we were going to see Toby's, Kill Shakespeare show. It was really good. And we were sitting in the intermission or like there was like a little pause or something, we were just chatting. And she was, so like, what show would you want to do as like a student show? Like if you like had the chance. And I was like, I really wanted to submit Dog Sees God because it's something that I started working on my freshman year in like my first acting class here. Maya gave us scenes from it and it was just so fun. And this show it's a coming of age story of one of the most classic icons in America, the Peanuts, and seeing the dark side of being a teenager is very, I think, like eye-opening for them. So that's what really led me on this journey.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, thank you so much, Gio. It looks like we have a question from the chat. Coover, do you want to take that away?
Of course. Amaya Dennis asked, how hard was it to act out scenes that required like physical interaction between all of you guys? Any of the actors can take up that question, actually, in your own personal response.
I can take that. So a lot of the scenes that I have with other actors include me, like, honestly, handing off a joint or handing off a bowl full of, it's made with 2 props, and so we have one actor have the other, and I have one, obviously. So it would have a handoff, and we'd have to choreograph it really well. And honestly, in Zoom, choreographing is a little hard. And we used OBS Ninja, so that was a little faster than Zoom, because with Zoom we have a little bit of delay, which you always had to compensate for in other shows that we had. And it was honestly a little hard, but we had a great blocking from our assistant director, Maria, and Gio. And it was, I think we handled it pretty well, and I hope that answered the question.
It did. Thank you. Anastasia, Evan, would you guys like to take it part of that answer too? Add anything?
I had a few in the original staging. If it were to be in person, I had plenty of physical interactions, but all mine pretty much got handed off to the cartooning. So that was one less thing for me to choreograph.
All right. Lovely.
Nice.
James.
Okay. Yeah. Anastasia, Rachel Monson asks, in your opinion as an actor, what were some of the setbacks due to the show being performed on Zoom for your character specifically?
Well, for my character specifically, it was really hard personally to do some of the more intimate scenes with our CB Nick.
Mm,
because since we are siblings, that relationship really is like so integral to like just the way that they function. And
absolutely.
to not be able to look at the person that you're supposed to be having this like deep, intimate conversation, this person you've known for your entire life, was super hard for me. But fun fact, we were sandwiched next to each other in the rooms in which we filmed it, so I could hear him behind me, but I couldn't see him.
That's so funny.
It was strange to say the least. But yeah.
Um, Gio, I could actually shoot the same question to you. As the director, how did you and like your assistants
Um,
choreograph? Like, how was that process?
um, Maria Prezapora killed it with blocking. She helped me so much, and I like am so grateful to her. She because I work a lot, so she had this great chance to go to KCACTF, and she saw a bunch of Zoom blocking stuff. So
Mhm.
pre-winter break, all of us were kind of like with blocking, because you don't get taught Zoom blocking in directing
Yeah.
class. You get taught blocking on a stage. And she had this great opportunity to go to these courses at KCACTF, and she learned like these great blocking techniques, like, and there's like sections of the screen, there's levels of distance to the camera, and
Mhm.
it just helped so much. Staging any intimate scene, once I found out this was not going to be in person, was so it's a lot to do, because this is such an
Yeah,
intimate show. It deals
absolutely.
with love, it deals with hate, and like it gets physical. That's high school, folks. But so that's where I kind of came up with the idea one day when I was sitting in the room, and I was like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this? I was like, well, they were cartoons once. Cartoons get physical, and I'm like a big fan of like comic books and anime, and like a huge anime nerd. And I
Mhm.
was like, what if we cartoon the intimate scenes? And that's where that whole thought processing came
Yeah.
of like any intimate physical scene that we had to do got turned into a cartoon of these great actors.
Mhm. Um, oh, first off, that's amazing and so inventive and incredible. And I just want to say, Julia Rushlow says, y'all did a really good job. Love to see representation within these topics being discussed in the shows. Everyone gave yourselves a little pat on the back because absolutely did amazing. Um, let's see. Another question. Gio, do you want to, Gio, Coover, sorry. Do you want to take up this next question?
Of course. Let's see here. All right. Another question for the actors. How are you able to develop connections with your other castmates? Normally, like in a physical setting, you're able to interact, you're able to talk, build friendships. That might be cut off in this kind of situation. So, were you able to interact in any like way? Was there something you could like do to like, I don't know, build that sort of like old connection you could have had? Of
Can I take this one?
course.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry. Apologies. We actually, one of the character exercises we did that personally really stuck with me about like connecting, even though we're not in the same place, was we played Among Us games in character one day, and then just kind of like got into it. Just was really fun and a really like awesome way to connect. It really, you'd think it wouldn't work, but it was really cool and really inventive way to like get us connected with each other, even though we're online.
All right. Lovely.
Absolutely. I remember being there as a dramaturg for those Among Us games and just having a good time watching you guys. Oh, more questions from the chat. Nate, oh, I'm gonna mess this up. Lesser Leserdon says, "What was the journey like of having to deliver such difficult yet important material like suicide, bullying, the struggles of the LGBT plus have to face, etc." And P.S. Great job, everyone.
I could take that one, since I like had to spring this on the act. I had to get these actors to that point. Um, this is like a journey that like I feel like a lot of theater kids relate to, and a lot of people in general relate to. High school is hell. Middle
Yep.
school is hell. We go
Hmm.
through this moment in our life where our bodies are physically changing. Everyone's awkward. Everyone hates themselves and each other. And you're like, what the fuck? If you can survive high school, like I was like, what moments from high school like really stuck out to me? Like,
Hmm.
I'm a openly gay man. I was openly gay in high school, and I got bullied for that. I got bullied for being Spanish. I got bullied like for any reason under the sun. But I realized the moment that you like stop letting them control you and stop letting those like fears and those like little anxieties of someone else control you, you grow and you move past it. So seeing
Absolutely.
seeing CB's journey throughout it just really reminded me of that. So like I felt like anyone who has lived through high school could live through this show, and these actors all put it in, like did that. They had to deal with those tough moments. They had to bring themselves to places of despair and sorrow, especially with the death of a friend.
Mhm. That was really well put, because some would say that Dog Sees God may be very dramatized in its depiction of high school, and perhaps on a certain level it is, but these dramatizations come from very real places. So it's always good to really explore these in the theatrical settings. Oh, we got another question from the chat. Coover?
Of course. Griffin Ferrari asks, would you guys say that overall doing a show over Zoom is harder to do than in person? This is a question I throw out to, well, all of you. So feel free to state your opinion.
I would love to take this one, as much as anybody else would too. We've had sessions because we all did it in Tyler Hall, and at the end of the day, sometimes we had to drive each other back home, and sometimes we would spring up scenes in the car, and it would be a lot more intimate and a lot more one-on-one, because if you're in Zoom, you have to look. As you said, we've had blocking, so we have to look at. For instance, I looked at an empty chair and just imagined someone in there. Don't think I'm lonely, please. But so an empty chair full of nothingness, and then having this person in front of you, you can build off the facial cues because you can't look at the computer during the Zoom because we have to look at different sections of people. And so you have this one-on-one intimacy with this one person having all the facial structures without a mask on and all the facial cues and all the like the talk. And it's a lot more difficult in Zoom, I would say. But as this is what we have to get used to, I think it's something we all have to get used to.
Absolutely, Jared. To piggyback off of that last question, during the rehearsal process, what was the moment your characters, or just the show in general, clicked for you guys? And I'm going to shoot that one to Evan.
Could you quickly repeat that for me?
Absolutely. During the rehearsal process, what was the moment your characters, or the show itself, really clicked for you?
I think it really just clicked from the beginning. I had known this show from before, and I just think it's a pretty important show because so many people have gone through this experience, and it's a story that kind of needs to be told. So it kind of clicked for me in like importance, if that makes sense.
Absolutely, it does. Anastasia, Jared, do you have anything to add about your own experience?
I do, yes. So with the clicking of the show, I'm a straight edge, so playing a stoner is really a good thing for being a straight edge. But I've gotten a lot of feedback that I played it good, and I'm glad I did. But having played this specific kind of character, this one of those cliche, like stoner, jock, any of those like from the Breakfast Club, you can name them. But playing this specific character, I had to honestly. The Dramaturgy Hub helped a lot, which is like anybody who's an actor, please look at the Dramaturgy Hub. It helps a lot. And again, answering the question instead of going off on tangents. Picking this one character that I have nothing in common with besides the face. It really helps to just. I don't know. It just I'm smoking a fake blunt sometimes, and sometimes between takes, I keep smoking it, and I'm still in character. And so it's having to be in character and having to like enact how this character would act. Like, I'm stoned. Would I have to act? Am I like anxious or am I drowsy? I don't know. I don't know how stone people work. And again, look at the Dramaturgy Hub, but that's what I got.
Thank you so much, Jared. That was a great answer.
Yes. Please, everyone look at the Dramaturgy Hub whenever you can, actor or not. It's got a lot of useful information. We sunk a lot of hours into that one. One final question coming up from another user in the chat. How do you all think you did? Do you feel there were any areas for improvement across, well, any aspect of the show? A bit of a broad question, but you can take it any way you like it. Gio, Evan, Anastasia, Jared.
I would say it turned out pretty good, but also from an acting perspective, there's always room to improve. You could do any show just forever. There's always going to be something new to explore.
To
Course, yeah.
piggyback off that, it's kind of like I agree with Evan, but kind of like, yeah, there's always like something that you had, like stone you haven't turned over yet, and like ever acting is a series of discoveries, right? So I would agree with what Evan said.
Go ahead, Jared.
Oh, I'm so sorry. To double piggyback off of that, or triple if Gio wants to go, but so man, I forgot the question already. Oh, damn, it's that little kerfuffle we had. But oh, I got it. Having to watch yourself is always a little bit of a hassle, but it is like everybody said. I'm doing double piggybacking. There's always room for improvement, and one of the castmates, Abby Hines, always says to me like it's a good thing to get notes, and it's better than being perfect because you know what you can improve, and if you can take constructive criticism, then you can move on to the next step. You can get better. You can always be better. There's never a peak. You can always have something more.
Triple piggyback. Just kidding. But yeah, I agree with everything like everyone has said. And from the directing perspective, there's so much more. If I like had more time, if like I had more like understanding of the Zoom directing TV film format that like you have to kind of do in this pandemic world, there's so many things I would have done different, so many things. But I feel like I pick apart the show harder than anyone else because I've been sitting with it for almost a year now. And it's like, I've been thinking about this so much. But seeing tonight's performance, I am so proud of like all the cast did and every little nuance they added to the character. The designs, the cartoons by Shai Sims, incredible, absolutely stunning, and literally the show could not have been done without her. She's blown the audience away for sure and has blown us away as a department. And I'm just really proud of everyone, and I think that everyone should be proud of themselves and give themselves a round of applause. But yeah.
I completely agree. You guys all did amazing. And it seems like we're approaching time. Everyone, thank you so much for being here, for answering these questions in such amazing ways. Um, Everyone did amazing in the show, and you all should be proud of yourselves.
Thank you.
This has been the SUNY Oswego Dog Sees God Talkback. Thank you so much for being here, and I hope you all had a good time tonight.